Hey, what's going on? This is Nickels Hawkeye, and you're listening to The Listening Party. This is a special edition dedicated to Christian hip-hop, and this is Lesson 2. Last time, we were talking about how older groups started changing their sound. This is DC Talk, and their new sound from Free at Last. So meanwhile, back on the more underground side of things, people were being discovered from other camps and, brought along for the ride. One of the groups that came into fruition was L.P.G, Living Proof of Grace, or Lord's Personal Gangstas. I don't think that that's really what it was, but one person tried to tell me that that's what it meant. And I don't think so. One of the songs that I remember from their Earthworm album is called Worst enemy, greatest ally. My name is Nickels Hawkeye, and you're listening to The Listening Party, Christian Hip Hop, A History Lesson 2.
Worst enemy, greatest ally. Worst enemy, greatest ally. Your worst enemy or greatest ally? Who is your worst enemy or greatest ally? Who is your worst enemy or greatest ally? Who is your worst enemy or greatest ally? Now, who's first to rehearse the hearse ride? I slide down a rainbow just to scuba jive vibe. Never realized the peak that I called home, and the confidence that I own the fields where my eyes roam. I be the homegrown clone of Christ, clad in thoughts that be holy. Journey big sportier than Romy with the wordplay. Practicing since the 70s, long before I left the heavenlies. Went to orbit, the morbid. Of course I had to force my junk into high gear. So through the years I became great up in the clutch. Now I traffic words like the 10 at 5 o'clock, gridlock, and Copperfield on freaky beats by piece. Now radio station microwaves can't reach caves where the original slave to rhythm misbehaves. Through pain I keep my brain safe, peep game. Check my ancestries in retrospect. They teach to reach planes to have the adversary jet. By making decisions to where your vision is clearer. Now I scope my allies and enemies in the mirror. Who is your worst enemy or greatest ally? 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 With all of the minute intricacies in reality, the concept for new rhymes are plenty. So I searched to find and when found, we create a sound to complement the way we rhyme. Say I'm living proof that there are MCs intelligent, even though I only speak on subjects relevant to eliminating the vast quantities of wannabes trying to clean up by doing dirty business in the industry. The contradiction of words depicts that they're confused, and in that confusion the word real became abused. Reality and their perception were two different things. They're all thumbs, but the first to point the finger at someone who sings, trapped in a labyrinth of opinion, misled by the pupils of the blind, trying to get signed, steady front like they right while being left behind. Can't even play the part cause you stuck and rewind. Talking about you know what's up but you ain't never been down. Just cause you hang in hip-hop circles don't mean you've been around. You need to acquire a taste for swallow pride so you know to patiently watch for the time your clock go. The beauty in waiting is cultivating and turning a spark of hope into a raging flame with a name. Remember, no man controls your destiny but you. So I ask, what you gonna do now? Who is your worst enemy or greatest ally? 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 Now as we roll once again down another track, we attack the future with strategic precision. We envision turbulence where in it lies experience, a place where sense is made, but only in the shade. Under the covering of my calling, my styles bring adversaries to their knees with the greatest of ease. The place for me is where I'll be surrounded by graffiti, a place of multicolored creativity. Now my versatility it be a defense mechanism with style change. I rearrange from being attacked to attacking. My travels bring a different scope, a different way to cope within the war. My people be indigenous to hardcore. And as my feet start becoming more familiar with the concrete and other living spaces, I see the many faces in the dreams that pass, for the simple fact they could not adapt when they rap. Who is your worst enemy or greatest ally? 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 Your worst enemy or greatest ally? Who is your worst enemy or greatest ally?
So, L.P.G. was pretty stinking dope. When they came out, their album was just groundbreaking, super groundbreaking, and I honestly still enjoy listening to that record, along with all their other ones. They went on to form the Tunnel Rats, and the Tunnel Rats, man, there's so many of them. They bleed into Deepspace 5, like all those different other super crews. And this crew actually spawned out of the same camp that they were a part of, Soup the Chemist, Super C from SFC, and this group was really fun, and they still have some really fun stuff out right now, but this was the funnest one that I've heard of so far.
Watch out for the...
I was here like a week ago.
Yeah! Hey, nah, come back, man.
No.
Yeah!
And then right there, I was drinking water. Can I have some?
Oh,
Later now.
is it? Okay.
1 and a 2 and a 3, 4, 5. Okay. Hello, everybody. How are you? Doing shake your body, and now I'm through. I can't be, cause I just started to rap. Now I gotta keep it fresh for you. Haley, you. SFI. Herman Unit, that's the fresh guy. What? That's a lie, cause there's 3 of us, then we got so much style, we don't know what to do. Oh, with it, I flow wicked like a cricket with no legs that still be making noise. JB can making boys and girls jump. Poison squirrels that wanna take my nuts and bite. See, I'm a tree, get it? If it stink, then somebody probably did it in the bathroom. Get your mind out the Sassoon. Crack back smell dwelling in the water next to the curb. Yo, if you feel it, let me hear you say no. That played out in 89 with the froze. Niggas wore on top of their heads with the go. Cheese that they had on their neck called ducktails. What sells is whack, but J beats, I keep it fat like blubber. And the bass in my beats. Y'all know where I'm from, I represent Long Beach to the fullest. Pass it to whoever is next, I'm JB, signing out as Mr. What D.S.
My name is Alexander, got a white girlfriend. We step into the place and make the whole thing bend. I like to drink coffee with that caffeine blend. LA Symphony, nonchalant set trends. Here's an example, repeat after me. We take a cold place and make it hot like we. Oh, that was fun, don't you agree? And all you hard niggas got to take it easy. See why you be with breakers and graffiti writers. I'd rather talk to girls than listen to the Foo Fighters. And I understand we travel different pathways. You go to bed at 10, I haven't slept for 3 days. I'm trying to make songs and catch money raised and redefine the old school term rhyme pays. Porsches, Ferraris, feeling real gay. The joy of the Lord makes it all go away. Super Dipper Dapper, your new favorite rapper. Pigeon John Duncan makes the party people clapper. Slip to the right and then left. My name is Jack London and I got bad breath. Popping Altoid, make it numb and void. Next challenge on cause they got destroyed. All I want to do is see their hands raised. Glory to the Lord with the bangy bang praise like
who comes tight like a screwed on cap? It takes 5 bills just to peep out the demo. How do I know? Some question, how do you know, Bobo? It takes a boy to practice football and I fumble. It takes a man to leave the smoking in the muffle. For every struggle, there is a greater struggle. For every hustle, there is a greater hustle. Baby, best to keep your soul pro like soybean infamil. Some people say teeth, some people say teeth. He said that Jack is bomb, she said that Jack is cheap. Do Netus up like the beast on the movie The Keep. Bloods and Crips are really deep on the planet. Got doctors, lawyers, and t-shirts and khakis. Leaders so they drop the MT like gas meters. Pour out Kool-Aid for the MCs that got dissed at the good life. I like beats that turn me on like power. Strong like the chemicals that make a lemon sour. Do what you gotta do when things fall in place. First comes the trouble, then comes the bass. Wolverine strike strife, be able to device. Sacred as Adidas with stripes. Man, my lyrics are exciting like skyrockets. Shoot up in the air, be like shh, bam. You got it, trendy MC. In the mix like records on turntables. Out.
So everything, should we just start talking?
Yeah. Right now?
What? When?
So it don't sound like you're rapping, it sounds like it's a natural talking.
Don't rap. We're all talking at the same time. We're not gonna stop. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing though. Alright, this man is That's nice. They didn't lose.
So as you can tell, they were just some normal cats, and they loved to rap. They were really fun to listen to. And there's another guy that I used to be very heavily involved with. His name is MG the Visionary. Oh, you know what? Before I get into MG, that crew was called LA Symphony, and that song was called Mr. What D Heck. Anyway, okay, MG the Visionary was part of Third Mill Productions, and they were doing their thing. It's MG the Visionary and the Mental One, or Mo. And I used to travel with them, do shows with them, record with them. I was kind of their DJ at the moment. And this is one song that MG did once 3NP became no longer. And this one's called All Around the World, and this is him on the BK and Associates album. MG the Visionary, my name is Nickels Hawkeye, and you're listening to The Listening Party right here.
Something different for you. Hey, 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 hey. It's something different for you. Yo, it's something different for you. MG. Come on! I'm in the studio in the producer's chair with the Sony headphones, but they're not touching my hair. To avoid the beeswax, apply the dreadlocks. Attack the black man upon the earth. Walk with me now. Get me sitting in the driver's seat. 40 Cotto line 150 hitting the street. She got the 351. And she weigh more than a ton. Swifter's beef to squash. Well, I guess I'm the one now. Isn't that sweet? I'm at the gas stop. Hello, you look nice today. Then she grabbed my 20 spot. I said, no, baby pop, but I'm ready to bounce. I need a Snickers cruncher. Then she handed me a 6-ounce. Cool. Hopped in the vehicle, began to unwrap. Barzil on the radio. Man, that kid raps while the other kids spin. So for beats they made, it's a place where they live that I never stay. But maybe they'll invite me. We're label mates now. Chilling at the Grammys. Take our wives on dates now. That's beautiful. Yes, I'm in the fellowship. Sometimes we freestyle, sometimes we just rip for free. For the fee, call 253. Blah, 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 blah. Hello? It's MG. I'm the telephono. And the homo sapien. Just turn up the volume and take me in. I'm only in one place, but I'm all around the world. I'm all up in your mind when you're chilling with your girl. You're in the hip-hop section when you start to sway. Looking through my CD cover, something cool to say. I'm only in one place, I'm all around the world. I'm all up in your mind while you're chilling with your girl. Cause I'm responsible for what you're about to hear. So whack MCs, see in fear. Ain't nothing funny about it. I bring the hook, and you can't do without it. For y'all, just do it twice. And if your body wanna dance, then don't let you should find yourself. I'm smoother than top shelf at the bar. I'm in your head with you wherever you are. Hey now, superstar or a jerk with a scar from pushing weights inmates to all bar mitzvah stars. I rally masses to dance in fields of green grass. Tally the mundane populace. It's unstopulous. We accomplish what we said we do. Oh, you're looking for some dap? Who me? Who are you? Oh, they call me King Shannon cause my walk just flow. Represent the nasty whip with that son of straw throw. A dip like that, then I put it like this. Then I seal it all together with a son of straw kiss. Big dog nasty in the Mickey house. No time to lay low, nigga, just get out. It's the king, Lil Pookie, and MC don't quit. And if you don't like it, you can get on get with your bad self. My spiritually cash well and physically have held. And my presence beyond stealth. My face is upon shelf where you start your day. I peer from brochures when you're perusing eBay. But hey, it ain't nothing but a thing in the wash. Big names like a crutch in this land of the lost. Pish posh. I'm more perfect, but your Microsoft. You can count the currency, but I'm counting the cost. Oh yes, I floss harder than the average man, and my floss can reach more places than my toothbrush can. I got gold-plated braces for the spaces in my teeth. Different color rubber bands, high fashion when I speak. When I speak, high fashion, word fashion. When I speak, much passion. More action when I speak, stuff happen. Action packed when I speak, touching light all night. How you feeling? All right. I'm only in one place, but I'm all around the world. I'm all up in your mind when you're chilling with your girl. You're in the hip-hop section when you start to sway. Looking through my CD cover, something cool to say. I'm only in one place, I'm all around the world. I'm all up in your mind when you're chilling with your girl. Cause I'm responsible for what you're about to hear. So whack MCs, proceed in fear. I'm only in one place, I'm all around the world. I'm all up in your mind when you're chilling with your girl. Hip-hop section when you start to sway. Looking through my CD cover, something cool to say. I'm only in one place.
So, that was MG the Visionary, and that was, about the same time I had a group called Lojique, Lojique. It was me and Jose Moore, who used to be called Othello, and Page One, the lyrical scribe. Anyway, we were cutting our little record demo thing, and got asked to be part of a compilation that Syntax Records was putting out called Fashion Expo. And this is the song that essentially got us signed, and so I wanted to play that for you. It's about the same time frame as all of the MG the Visionary stuff and the LA Symphony stuff. We all came out about the same time. So check this one out. This one is called YouDon'tKnowTheHalf.com.
right here in a few years. But no man knows the day of the album when I was up. So let's hear silhouettes singing themselves south from the rest and fall the leader of heavenly realms. With anything caught on film like that of Kodak, slowing down the process with the effects of Prozac. Now take a sneak peek at Othello's rhythmic pattern format, and notice that it's way off course from its original format. Oh crap, Lord, I really hope that I'm not flowing so whack that Master P would actually have the audacity to ask me if I wanted to be the next no-limit, no talent masterpiece. With my face off in the center of a flashy tapestry, more than blasphemy, thou shall not consider himself any more than what he actually is. Silly kids, crops up for God. The only reason why I'm rocking hard is because your head's a dick and full of fraud. H-double-T-P, colon, double slash, triple dot dot. You don't know the half, .com. Do the math, calculate the formula, retrieve the data after entering in the coordinates. H-double-T-P, colon, double slash, triple dot dot. You don't know the half, .com. Do the math, calculate the formula, retrieve the data after entering in the coordinates. If you really want to discuss how smoothly words blend, if you want to try and assassinate all I stand for, come at me with battle axes and I'll give occasion. Yeah, let's talk about flows like a broken nose gives way to blood. I flood the unfloodable, seek the unseekable, and think the unthinkable. Reform my mind to that new train of thought, breaking down the barricades, going beyond human comprehension. I fly to many other alternative dimensions. I fail to mention that you'll have no solid ground for your feet to tread on. While I break this bread, make the earthman's head, don't be a peon. I am the beyond, dying all the trees on Christ is the reason. Never the hater to leave it alone or embrace the cross like a lost king embraces his throne. Battle hungry in search of a worthy opponent, might go so far as to have myself cryogenically frozen, thawed out and revived in the year 2212. Living back in time to the present day and battle myself. H-double-T-P, colon, double slash, triple dot dot. You don't know the half, .com. Do the math, calculate the formula, retrieve the data after entering in the coordinates. H-double-T-P, colon, double slash, triple dot dot. You don't know the half, .com. Do the math, calculate the formula, retrieve the data after entering in the coordinates. Y'all don't know half the signs, the fabric of time unravels. Now gather round for the epic of my travels. I used to dwell within the projects. Now my intellect spans a billion parsecs. I flex the moment that the rhyme is absorbed into your stream of consciousness. It's like back to the drawing board, restored to the original nature Adamic. Eternal reversal of the second law of thermodynamics. No longer caught up in that obsolete school of thought, cause I've been bought by the blood that don't clot. Counterintelligence, you rebel against what you were taught. So you falter, then I burn you on the altar. The 12 stones resonate throughout the air like bell tones. Signals so powerful I interfere with cell phones. Shut down the whole internet. Still won't rescind the threat till we see just how cold nuclear winter gets. Sessions begin when men wash not, executing the right embedded in they not. Maintain water on the brain till you remove the stain. Simple and plain, come break the pain. Your DJ days are over, your career will see. H-double-T-P, colon, double slash, triple dot dot. You don't know the half, .com. Do the math, calculate the formula, retrieve the data after entering in the coordinates. H-double-T-P, colon, double slash, triple dot dot. You don't know the half, .com. Do the math, calculate the formula, retrieve the data after entering in the coordinates. Now why you seeing them bending over backwards to be pleasing me? You wanna breathe again, see again, yo, you best believe in him. Submerged in sin and you be leaking, so it's creeping in, seeping in, leaving your spirit weak and bleeding and bleeding. Needing some helium, even taking out of Stephen, sowing and reaping bad beans like poisonous caffeine, like drinking mayonnaise out of canteen. What's your reason? I would ask even if you was one of the last flow from the last flow. Still it keeps it hot like Tabasco. Infiltrate your sight from undercover, you'll call me Brasco. Your lyrics seems little more than pen flourish. I can make you eat your words, but then you still be malnourished. It's a feeding frenzy. I'd be that bleeding MC swimming in shark infested water somewhere off the coast of creativity. Universal like the theory of relativity. I got your head nodding as if affirming my verbal delivery. You must be shot up with no cane not to be feeling this. Straight hip hop stripped down to the basic 5 elements, minus the bells and whistles, phony R&B hooks and dancing. It's at a place like Hanson, touring with Marilyn Manson. Yo, H-double-T-P, colon, double slash, triple dot dot. You don't know the half, .com. Do the math, calculate the formula, retrieve the data after entering in the coordinates. H-double-T-P, colon, double slash, triple dot dot. You don't know the half, .com. Do the math, calculate the formula, retrieve the data after entering in the coordinates. Look how you eat, how you sleep, how you pray. Look how you live, how you die, are you saved? Can you honestly say you live a right walk? Look how you breathe, how you think, how you talk.
So this is about the time when things started moving pretty quickly. We started meeting a lot of people who are on the same label as we were. after we got signed. And these are some of their songs. I'm just going to kind of flip through them, like let them play for about a minute or so, because there's so many of them. The first one is by Red Cloud, and his song is called When Kenpo Strikes, and this was on his Is This Thing On album, so check this one out.
Everybody was kung fu fighting, kicks as fast as lightning in my senses, guiding me through endless writing, and it might seem frightening, but it's not, it's my thing, so come out short hiding, it's just Kenpo striking. I accept.
So, that was Red Cloud's first song. These next three people, they all kind of went solo, but this is Soul Plasma.
Let's go. Hey, yo, I'm on it, so I'm fresh with it. Flow with that futuristic rhythm movement. Keep your crowds moving like police when they flash like rock mic and rock until it's past the night. Saturate the atmosphere, we dwell in the set the setting tight. We never left the right, we straightforward, so never take a slide. We on some longevity, worldwide connected.
And he was in a group called Axe 29 with this next guy. By the way, Othello's nephew made that last beat. So this is another member of Axe 29. Check this one out.
Filter the filthiness, it's filling every crevice. Hard to the core and it's oozing out the edges. Balance with no boundaries, perfectly symmetric. If you set trip, you get your head flipped. Reap what you sow, change the whole perspective. Disrespect, don't get surprised if you get disrespected. Natural law, like when gravity falls, but my humanity is not controlled by those animal instincts. Discipline displayed at my disposal of weapons that can blow you, but I'd rather get to know you, show you the way out of orbit. I forfeit my power, take yours and absorb it. I could leave you in torture and torment, or free you from your distorted self-portrait. Mixed emotions, fixated on fiction. Reality burns more than it bites. Fight the addiction. Fantasy land, price of admission is everything. Enter at your own risk when the dark abyss promises bliss. Listen close, the serpent always talks with a hiss.
So that was obviously Braille, and he lived down in Portland and was doing music under Syntax Records as well. And, with the group Axe 29. And this was the third member of Axe 29 at the moment, Ohmega Watts.
Hello, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to my world. Just think, what if you could just be a kid again and waste a day? Never worried about life or tooth decay. Day after day, you'll think about bills to pay. But we remember songs played on radio waves as we misbehave, waiting for moms to say, what to your father? New kids who tensed up quick with quivery lips, knowing pops would sink that ship that set sail.
So about that time, Othello from our group Lojique started to do his own solo stuff. This is a beat I made for his first solo project called Elevator Music. Check this one out.
In distant chatter, hard to concentrate, yo. I guess that my stress is a direct effect of lack of elevation. Linger in the lobbies of commotion and busy bodies in business to shoot for the promotion. Somewhere beneath the fruitless speech, I hear this tune that assumes I would love to turn it up a notch, but it's mocked in the discussions. Paper thin percussions on the line of melodic, hypnotic vibes that is so try to focus on. Suddenly I singled out what I have saw. Lips move, no talk, soothing sounds from overhead, peacefully project, enticed into individual door, given options to visit various floors, curious of what's in store, what lies ahead. Seeking after peace has allowed me to ascend. I guess it all depends not on where I'm at, but where I wanna end. What I'm willing to risk and the time I wanna spend. Research the first floor, then take it to the next level, repeat it all again. That which we overlook seems to be critical uses. Stuck at ground zero, missing elevator music. We provide a listening environment to calm the nerves. You've been placed on hold. then deserve a break from the slither of snakes that make superficial sounds. So I'll let you get around to elevate. We provide a listening environment to calm the nerves. You've been placed on hold, then deserve a break from the slither of snakes that make superficial sounds. So I'll let you get around to elevate.
So about that time, Othello started to go on tour with this guy. This is John Reuben. I pictured it from hindsight.
You ever felt something you couldn't explain? No definition, no name, just a feeling. No definition, no name. I looked at her, she looked back at me. Her face looked different. I said, I looked at her, she looked back at me. Her face looked different than I looked at her, she looked back at me. Her face looked different than I pictured. Hold on, I looked at her, she looked back at me. Her face looked different than I pictured it.
And so when he got back from tour with John Reuben, he fully went solo, and so Lojique had to regroup. And it was me, DJ Because, and Page One at that point. And then magically, he goes and joins Lightheaded, which is Braille and Ohmega Watts and himself. And this is what they sounded like.
Started off with the one, bring it back with the one, keep it moving with the one, everybody stop, blink.
Here ain't gone like that. In a blink of an eye, be mobilized and paralytic. From the most simplistic instance to intricate and vivid, colorful and sweet to death, beat no longer limit. Yo, this time given hasn't ended. We used to break to put a stop to the misconception. We're all invincible. The time of our life, but in our lifetime, we fight the mind's vulnerability to the hindering thought patterns. Pattern and spark, ignite the chain to react with energy. Fuse together how we use each other for the better team. Centipede walk, it's like that, back to singular. These can blur and blow back into places where occurrences occurring. Shit that further the verdict of urgent redirecting the focus to living on purpose. You must observe this and live it on its intent to realize that the only time promised is spent, because it can come together in a blink of an eye. Life can have meaning in a blink of an eye.
The end of the beginning in a blink of an eye.
In a blink of an eye. It can come together in a blink of an eye. Life can have meaning in a blink of an eye.
The end of the beginning in a blink of an eye.
In a blink of an eye.
So you can tell that they had a pretty good, grasp on appeal, and a lot of people like that group and wish they would do more material, as do I, because they're actually a pretty good group. And another good group that they actually met while they were together were these guys. This is the Procussions on a Mountain.
I'm stuck on a mountain, only way down is up in the sky. Coming down until I'm done.
Girl, have you ever been told it's a pipe dream? Cause you never won gold, and it might seem that your feathers won't show in the right scene. When the weather goes cold and the lightning is the only bright thing you have in this night. Sing for the dream you have when you would write things. In the palm of your hand is it like wings to the arms of your plans, ain't it frightening? When you're standing in a circle of a light beam, and the camera aims to hurt you in the sightings, and the man is trying to serve you up a white stream. Do you follow with your nose or do the right thing? When they hand you new clothes and a hype team, and the man new lows and them tight jeans. When your friends and your foes look alike, think of the hand you hold and keep striking.
On a mountain, only way down is up in the sky. Not coming down until I'm done with this mountain.
So about the time that Lightheaded was meeting up with these guys and getting introduced to all of them, Lojique was regrouping and talking to Uprock Records at the moment to try and record their second album. And then Uprock Records decided to shut down, and the guy that was running Uprock Records started Elect Records. And me and Lojique were recording Process of Illumination, and we flew down to the Gospel Music Awards and met these guys. This is Deepspace 5, The Night We Called It a Day.
Those who need light in the darkest hours, those who need light in the darkest hours, those who need
when the moon shines at noontime and the sun blazes at midnight, dark and night coincide, I stay inside and keep the lid tight. Catch sight of the morning that passes by through my window. Another child is born, another dies, and still the wind blows. Spin slow, drawl into strong voice of reason. Stand in the soul, thinking of summer, just longing for another season. Belong in no particular region, but here I stand. Just rocked another show, just can't remember where I am. And my family's far from here, but the stars are bright this evening, or this morning, or this afternoon. Just got here, now I'm leaving. And I sure remember tomorrow just as clear as I do yesterday. Never dance with the devil, because I can't afford that hell to pay. Wanna blast through your speakers every time you press and play. Wanna fix your phonograph so we can set the record straight. Dear God, I pray, just let me show this world a better way. How you held me to your heart through all the times I fell away. I get to say these words and speak my peace to captive crowds. Not certain if it's day or night, but I know the time is now. And if we ever lose the purpose as a prelude to the sound, let's just call it a day and burn my empire to the ground.
Yeah, amazingly, the cask of Amontillado cracks wide open to vibrate your bravado. Sewn up escape, body bagging like I'm the Count of Monte Cristo. World tour, me L coffee shop, and then we're coming to your bistro. We show bright when it comes to your ability. I'll be yelling out homonyms like I dwell in possibility. We gon' call it a day because I know you're feeling me. Listener, rapper, potpourri of life, all synonyms to cornucopia. I'm so glad you have a wife. In this wolfy salmon world, you better grab swords and say your knives, or you'll get chopped up by the needle when it spins over to my rhyme, yo. Rap music guys are self-titled artists alike. Please think twice before you say your things on the microphone. I might not be, but I take it seriously when you really listen to the words and you're not just hearing me.
Day and night, wrong or right, spill our guts with every breath on the mic and hope you call it tight. If it's blind, give it sight. If it's dark, make it light. Some call it music, deep space calls it life. Yo, day and night, wrong or right, spill our guts with every breath on the mic and hope you call it tight. If it's blind, give it sight. If it's dark, make it light. Some call it music, deep space calls it life.
Working it out. Placing my feet to concrete, hitting the street with the vengeance stenches.
Now, okay, wait. There's like a whole bunch of people in that crew. So if you want to check them out, and I strongly advise that you do, that their crew is called Deepspace 5. And there's so many people in there. There's Manchild. There's Play-Doh, or he goes by Crumb now. But there is Fred Bruno. There is Sev Static. And, not who am I thinking of? Syntax the Terrific. There and DJ Manny scratches all over their stuff. Their first album is called The Night That We Called It a Day, and so look it up. Look it up on Spotify. Do your research. Listen to all of their art. Man, that crew is freaking hard. So about the time that all that was happening, Elect Recordings released their first album, and it was Sev Static's alter ego Stu Dent, and this is called Portable Eclipse from his album Nephilim on Elect Recordings.
Check it out.
What up, man?
Mr. Stu Dent.
Tell them who you are.
Relic the oddity, heaven sent.
All day.
Can't stop it.
No doubt.
Yo, this the Portable Eclipse track.
Portable Eclipse.
Taking it back. Check it out.
I'm gonna go first.
Yo.
Check it. With all the words you wrote, it seems you on fire. Taking the gospel to the streets sounds good over beats. The promise you made fell under a spell of lies. Made a face of pain, but didn't shed a tear when you cried.
It's a known fact you'll be left with man-made ways, so you stay up and deaf. Reaping what you sow, so Sundays is empty. Pattern after chalk outlines, so Lord, please send me the right words to speak to add heat to these fools. Lukewarm spirits drowning in Monday's pool. Ignore the fight of faith, but beat down obedience. And when pain arrives, you call Christ for convenience. Weight 7 tons on your conscience. Christ the Son of God, but you label him a prophet. Your whole demeanor is fake, so take back that front. I can't stand you past, but I'm here whenever you want.
Let the light shine through, give these streets a true. Going out of your mind with what the world is coming to. Be unafraid, stabilize your ways. Stand firm on his word, no walls will sway. Let the light shine through, give these streets a true. Going out of your mind with what the world is coming to. Be unafraid, stabilize your ways. Stand firm on his word, no walls will sway.
Okay, all right. I'm going to stop that one there because this next song, I want to play all of it. This is from our second album, Lojique's second album, Process of Illumination. This song is called Fool's Quest. We won a battle called Glitta 5, and I also won a beatbox battle under the same name at the same night. So anyway, lots of judges and stuff, they like this song the best. We did a music video for it, which disappeared, and yeah, this one is full of Star Wars samples. I think you're really going to like it. It's called Fool's Quest off of Process of Illumination by Lojique, Lojique. My name is Nickels Hawkeye. This is The Listening Party, and I'm going to go ahead and sign off with this song. Fool's Quest, Lojique. Keep it locked. Thanks for listening.
Everybody wants to be the man, but I don't think you understand. You can never in your wildest dreams get ahead if you don't put away the childish things. You might as well hang a pinata right up next to a hornet's nest. Subject your toaster to an underwater performance test. Comment loudly on a sumo wrestler's enormous breast. Take a walk through Death Valley wearing your warmest vest. Forget your anniversary. Use up the last of the lead paint through the nursery. Get pulled over by the cops and be like, yo, you see how fast I went? Causing that multiple vehicle flaming rollover accident. Demand side parental permission slips from orphans. Walk into a mosque, munching on hot and spicy fried pork skins. Carry a pair of scissors with you to jog at an ice rink. Go in a biker bar and spit in the biggest guy's drink. Hit the slopes and try to ski uphill, or just stand at the bottom and try to see what will. Cheer yourself up by watching Eyewitness News. Show up late to a funeral wearing a white suit and tennis shoes. You can do whatever you endeavor to, but some things you should never do. A fool's quest, trying to build with no tool chest. A harebrained scheme, crazy crusade to hit the mainstream. No dues paid. Everybody wants to be the man, but I don't think you understand. Yo, you can never in your wildest dreams get ahead if you don't put away the childish things. You might as well yell obscenities at the Kennedys while waving your extremities. Swallow pints of ice cream for headache remedies.